Om Shri Mahaganapataye Namaha. Om Shri Mahasaraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Atha Shriman Narayaneeyam Dashaka 82. The story of Banasura and King Nriga. प्रद्युम्नो रौक्मिणेयः सकलु तव कला शम्बरेणाहृतस्तं हत्वा रत्यासहाप्तो निजपुरमहरद्रुक्मिकन्यां च धन्यां तत्पुत्रोऽथानिरुद्धो गुणनिधिरवहद्रोचनां रुक्मिपौत्रीं तत्रोद्वाहे गतस्त्वं न्यवदिमुसलिना रुक्म्यपि द्यूतवैरात्. This verse, having 21 syllables in each quarter, is composed in the Sragdara meter. Addressing God Krishna, the poet says, Tavakala Rokmineyaha Saha Pradyumnaha Kalu Shambarena Ahritaha. Pradyumna, the son of Rukmini, is indeed your Kala or part incarnation, and he was carried away by the Asura Shambara. Tam Hatva Ratya Saha Nijapuram Aptaha. After killing Shambarasura, you returned to your city with Rati. Dhanyam Rukmikanyam Aharatcha. You carried away the blessed daughter of Rukmi. Atha Tatputraha Gunanidhihi Aniruddhaha Rukmipautrim Rochanam Avahat. His virtuous son Aniruddha married the granddaughter of Rukmi. Tatra Udvahe Tvam Gataha. You went to that marriage. Musalina Rukmi Api Dyuta Vairat Nyavadi. And there Rukmi was killed by Balarama due to a fight during the game of dice. Pradyumna was the eldest of the 10 sons of Krishna and Rukmini. The other sons were Charudeshna, Sudeshna, Charudeha, Sucharu, Charugupta, Bhadracharu, Charuchandra, Vicharu, and Charu. Rukmini Devi also had a beautiful daughter called Charumati. Kamadeva or Cupid, who was reduced to ashes by the angry Shiva, was born to Krishna as Pradyumna. So Pradyumna is a part incarnation of God Krishna. He was very handsome, powerful, and virtuous. The child Pradyumna was not even 10 days old when the wicked Shambarasura entered the birth chamber of the child and carried the child away. He threw the child into the ocean as he thought that the child would become his future enemy. In the ocean, a big fish swallowed Pradyumna. Then the fishermen spread their nets and caught that fish along with other fish. Then they took the big fish and offered it as a present to Shambarasura. The cooks of Shambarasura tried to cut that fish with axes. When the cooks saw a child inside the fish, they gave the child to Shambarasura's maid Mayavati. Sage Narada arrived there and told Mayavati that the child was Kamadeva, born as Pradyumna from Rukmini, and also how he came to be inside the fish. Mayavati was none other than the famous wife Rati of Kamadeva. From the day Kamadeva was reduced to ashes by Shiva, Rati was waiting for the rebirth of Kamadeva. Rati as Mayavati was employed by Shambharasura in his kitchen. When she knew that the child was a reincarnation of Kamadeva, she started showing her great love to the child. Soon the child grew up to a handsome young man. Once Mayavati told him, "You are the son of Krishna. Shambharasura stole you away. You are my pati Kamadeva, and I am your beloved wife Rati." Then Mayavati Rati taught Pradyumna the Mahamaya Vidya, which could vanquish all other Mayas. Then Pradyumna went to Shambharasura and provoked him to fight with him. Shambharasura came to fight with a mace in his hands. Pradyumna toppled his mace and hit him with his mace. The Asura, with his Asuri Maya, went to the sky and started showering weapons on Pradyumna. Pradyumna destroyed all his Mayas with his Mahavidya and ultimately killed the Asura very easily. The Devatas showered flowers and praised him. Then Mayavati Rati, who knew how to travel in the sky, took her pati Pradyumna via the aerial path to Dwaraka. Pradyumna also married Rukmavati, the daughter of Rukmi of the Bojakata city. Seeing Pradyumna's beauty and virtues, Rukmavati in her Swayamvara chose Pradyumna as her pati. Pradyumna defeated all the other kings assembled for the Swayamvara and carried away Rukmavati. Rukmi had not forgotten his insult at the hands of Krishna, but in order to please his sister Rukmini, he gave his daughter in marriage to Pradyumna. Again, to please Rukmini, Rukmi gave his granddaughter Rochana in marriage to Rukmini's grandson Aniruddha. To participate in the wedding ceremony of Aniruddha, Krishna, Balarama, Rukmini, Pradyumna, Samba, and other people of Dwaraka went to Bojakat. After the wedding, there was a game of dice between Rukmi and Balarama. During the game, once when Balarama won, Rukmi falsely said that he was victorious and he made fun of Balarama. Balarama became very angry and with his mace he killed Rukmi. After this incident, Krishna, Balarama, along with Aniruddha, Rochana and others, returned to Dwaraka. बाणस्य सा बलिसुतस्य सहस्रबाहोर्माहेश्वरस्य महिता दुहिता किलोषा त्वत्पौत्रमेनमनिरुद्धमदृष्टपूर्वं स्वप्नेऽनुभूय भगवन् विरहातुराभूत्. This verse and the following two verses of this Dasakam are composed in the Vasanta Tilaka meter, in which there are 14 syllables in each quarter. Addressing God Krishna, the poet says, Bhagavan Balisutasya Maheshwarasya Sahasrabahoho Banasya Duhita Mahita Sa Usha. O God, that honored Usha was the daughter of Bana, who was the son of Bali. Bana was a great devotee of Shiva and he had 1,000 arms. Tvat pautram adrishtapurvam enam aniruddham swapne anubhuya virahatura abhut kila. It is said that Usha, seeing in her dream Aniruddha, your grandson, whom she had not seen before, became afflicted with pangs of love. According to the Bhagavatam, the Daitya king Bali had 100 sons. Banasura was his eldest son. Banasura was always engaged in the worship of God Shiva. People respected Banasura for his generosity and intelligence. He was always true to his words. He ruled in the very beautiful Shonitapuram. By the grace of God Shiva, Indra and other gods served him politely. He had 1,000 arms. Once, when God Shiva performed the Tandava dance, Banasura, with his 1,000 hands, sounded many types of musical instruments and pleased the god. Shankara Bhagavan, who loved his devotees, said to him, "Seek whatever you want from me." Banasura replied, "O God, you protect my city and live here." The god granted the wish of Banasura and remained as the protector of Shonitapuram. Yoginyativa kushala kalu chitralekha tasya saki vilikati tarunana sheshan tatra niruddhamushaya viditam nishayam anishtayoga balato bhavato niketat. Addressing God Krishna, the poet says, Yogini ativa kushala chitralekha kalu tasyaha saki. Usha's friend Chitralekha was very efficient and she had yogic powers. Asheshan tarunan vilikati tatra ushaya viditam aniruddham. She drew the pictures of all young men, and in them Usha recognized the picture of Aniruddha. Nishayam yoga balataha bhavataha niketat aneshta. When Usha recognized Aniruddha, Chitralekha, with her yogic powers, brought Aniruddha from your abode at night. Kanyapure dayitaya sukamaaramantam chainam katanchana babandushi sharvabandau Srinaradokta tadudanta duranta roshais Tvam tasya shonitapuram yadubirnyarundaha. Addressing God Krishna, the poet says, Kanyapure daitaya sukam aramantam enam sharvabandau katanchana babandushi. Aniruddha was happily enjoying the company of Usha in her Antapura, and when Banasura somehow bound him. Tvam Naradokta Tadudanta Duranta Roshaihi Yadubihi Tasya Shonitapuram Nirundaha. You attacked Shonitapuram along with the Yadavas, who were full of great anger when they heard the news about Aniruddha as told by sage Narada. According to the Bhagavatam, Usha was very happy to see Aniruddha and started living with him in her Antapura. Aniruddha was also very happy to be with her. When the gods of the palace of Usha went to Banasura and complained about his daughter to the Asura, Banasura immediately visited the palace of Usha, and there he saw Aniruddha seated. Usha and Aniruddha were playing a game of dice. When Aniruddha saw that Banasura had arrived there with many armed soldiers, he took an iron staff and drove away all the soldiers. When Banasura saw that his army people were getting injured by Aniruddha, he bound Aniruddha with the Nagapasha. Not seeing Aniruddha for 4 months, his people at Dwaraka were filled with anxiety. One day, the sage Narada arrived there and told them all the news about Aniruddha in Shonitapuram. Hearing the news, the angry Krishna, Balarama, other Yaduvamshis like Pradyumna, Satyaki, Gada, Samba, Sarana, Nanda, Upananda, and Bhadra took 12 Achauhini Senas and surrounded Shonitapuram in all the 4 directions. Puripalashailapriyaduhitrnatosya Bhagavan Samam Bhutavratairyadubalamashankam Nirurude Mahaprano Bano Jatiti Yuyudhanena Yuyudhe Guha Pradyumnena Tvamapi Purahantra Jagatishe. The above verse and the next verse of this Dasakam are constructed in the Shikarini meter, in which they have 17 syllables in each quarter. Addressing God Krishna, the poet says, Asya Puri Palaha Shaila Priya Duhitrnataha Bhagavan. Bhagavan Shiva was the guardian of the city of Banasura. Shiva Bhagavan was the pati of the dear daughter Parvati of Himavan. Bhuta Vrataihi Samam Yadubalam Ashankam Nirurude. Shiva, without any fear, encountered the army of the Yadu people along with his Bhutaganas. Mahapranaha Banaha Jatiti Yuyudhanena Guhaha Pradyumnena Yuyude. Bana of great strength quickly fought with Yuyudhana or Satyaki, the charioteer of Krishna, and Guha or Kartikeya fought with Pradyumna. Tvam api Purahantra Jagatishe. You also fought with Shiva, the destroyer of the 3 Puras. In the verse, Shiva is referred to as Tripurari, as the enemy of the Tripuras or the 3 cities. The 3 cities were made of gold, silver, and iron in the sky, the air, and the earth, and they were built for demons by Maya. These cities and the asuras in them were destroyed by God Shiva at the request of the other devatas. According to the Bhagavatam, when Banasura saw that the army of the Yaduvamshis had surrounded his Shonitapuram, he became very angry, and he also came to fight with 12 Achovini Senas. Supporting Banasura, Bhagavan Shankara came mounting on his bull Nandi along with his son Kartikeya and the Shivaganas. Shiva valiantly fought with Krishna and Balarama. The battle was very fierce and wonderful. Pradyumna fought with Swami Kartikeya. Balarama also fought with Kumbhanda and Kupakarna. Samba fought with Banasura's son, and Banasura fought with Satyaki. All the devatas assembled in the sky to watch this great battle. Niruddhasheshastre mumuhushitavastrena girishe Dhruta bhuta bhita pramatakula veera pramatitaha paraskandat skandak kusuma sharabaanaishcha sachivaha sakumbando bhandam navamiva balenashu bibide. Addressing God Krishna, the poet says, Niruddha Sheshastre Girishe Tava Astrena Mumuhushi. When Shiva, whose weapons were all repulsed, and when he swooned by your astra, Bhutaha Bhitaha Drutaha, the Shivaganas got frightened and ran away. Pramata Kula Veeraha Pramatitaha, the great warriors of Shiva, the Pramataganas, were crushed. Kusuma Sharabanaihi Skandaha cha Paraskandat. Skanda or Kartikeya was also defeated by the arrows of Pradyumna. Pradyumna is here referred to by the word Kusuma Shara, one having flowers as his arrows. Cupid is Kusuma Shara, and since Pradyumna is an incarnation of Cupid, here by Kusuma Shara, Pradyumna is denoted. Sachivaha saha kumbhandaha balena navam bandam iva ashu bibide. The minister Kumbhanda was also quickly smashed like a new earthen pitcher by Balarama. The earthen pots, if not fully baked, break very easily. The poet says that Kumbhanda got smashed like a new earthen pot. According to the Bhagavatam, Pinakapani Shankara discharged a variety of weapons against Krishna, but Krishna defeated all his shastras. To pacify the Brahmastra, Krishna discharged the Brahmastra. To pacify Vayavyastra, Krishna discharged the Parvatastra. To pacify Agneyastra, Krishna discharged Parjanyastra. And to pacify Pashupatastra, Krishna discharged Narayanastra. Then Bhagavan Sri Krishna discharged the Jrimbanastra against God Shiva. Jrimbanastram makes a person keep on yawning. Shiva was affected by this astra and he stopped his war against Krishna. चापानां पञ्चशत्या प्रसभमुपगते छिन्नचापेऽथ बाणे व्यर्थे याते समेतो ज्वरपतिरशनैरज्वरित्वज्वरेण ज्ञानी स्तुत्वा तदत्वा तव चरितजुषां विज्वरं सज्वरोगात् प्रायोऽन्तर्ज्ञानवन्तोऽपि च बहुतमसा रौद्रचेष्टा हि रौद्राः. The above verse and the next verse of this Dasakam have 21 syllables in each quarter and are couched in the Sragdara meter. Addressing God Krishna, the poet says, Atha Chapanam Panchashatya. Then Banasura with 500 bows. Banasura had 1,000 hands, and with his 2 hands he held one bow. Prasabam upagate bane chinna chape vyarthe yate. Bana forcibly came to attack you, but all his bows were broken and he returned without any success. Sametaha jwarapatihi tvajwarena ashanaihi ajvari. Then the lord of the Shiva Jwara, who came to attack you, was quickly burnt by your Vaishnava Jwara. Ata jnani saha jwaraha stutva tava charita jusham vijwaram dattva agat. Then that Shivajwara became enlightened and praised you and went away. The Jwara also said that the people who narrate your glories will not be affected by the Shivajwara. Raudraha antaha jnanavantaha api cha bahutamasa prayaha raudracheshtaha hi. The followers of Rudra, though they are having a lot of knowledge in them, because of the preponderance of the Tamo Guna, generally perform many violent acts. According to the Bhagavatam, during the battle, when the Bhutaganas ran away from the battlefield, Shiva discharged a Jwara or fever towards Krishna. This Jwara had 3 hands and 3 feet, and it burned the 10 directions and ran towards Krishna. When Krishna saw it coming towards him, he sent his Jwara to counter it. Then the Vaishnava and the Maheshwara Jwaras started fighting with one another. Vidravite Bhutagane Jwarastu Trishirastripat Abhyadhavata Dasharham Dahanniva Dishodasha. Ata Narayano Devas Tam Drishtva Vyasrjat Jwaram Maheshwaro Vaishnavascha Yuyudate Jwaravubau. Bhagavatam 10th Skanda 63rd Adhyaya verses 22 and 23. Finally, by the power of the Vaishnava Jwara, the Maheshwara Jwara was afflicted and got very frightened. When the Jwara could not get relief from anywhere, he surrendered to Krishna and requested for help. Krishna said, O Trishira Jwara, I am pleased with you. You go without any fear from my Vaishnava Jwara. In this world, any person who remembers the conversation between us will not have any fear from you. Trishiraste prasannosmi vyetute majvarad bhayam. Yo now smarati samvadam tasya tvanna bhaved bhayam. Bhagavatam 10th skanda 63rd adhyaya 29th verse. When Krishna said thus, the Maheshwara Jwara bowed to him and went away. Banam nanayudhogram punarabhipatitam darpadoshadvitanvan nirlunasheshadosham sapadi bubudusha shankarenopageetaha तद्वाचाशिष्टबाहुद्वितयमुभयतो निर्भयं तत्प्रियं तं मुक्त्वा तद्दत्तमानो निजपुरमगमः सानिरुद्धः सहोषः. Addressing God Krishna, the poet says, Nana yudogram darpadoshat punaha abhipatitam banam. Bana, who was terrible with many weapons and who again came to attack you because of his conceit. Nirluna shesha dosham vitanvan, making him as a person having many of his arms cut off. Sapadi bubudusha shankarena upagitaha. At once you were praised by Shankara, who got enlightenment. He thought that Vishnu and Shiva are only the different aspects of the same Brahma Tattva. Tadvacha, by Shankara's words, Tat priyam tam shishta bahudvitayam ubayataha nirbhayam muktva, freeing Banasura to go without any fear. The Banasura, who had a pair of arms on both sides of his body and who was very dear to God Shiva. Tad Dattamanaha, honored by Banasura, Saniruddaha Sahoshaha Nijapuram Agamaha. You went to your city Dwaraka along with Aniruddha and Usha. According to the Bhagavatam, Banasura again mounted his chariot and came to fight with Krishna. In his 1,000 hands, Banasura carried a variety of weapons. With great anger, he showered a volley of arrows on Krishna. Then Krishna, with his sharp Sudarshana chakra, cut off his hands. When Shankara saw that the arms of his dear devotee were cut off, he came to Krishna and started praising him. Shiva's praise to Vishnu is contained in 12 beautiful verses in the 63rd adhyaya of the Bhagavata Purana, 10th skanda. Shiva further said, O God Krishna, this Banasura is my dear devotee. I have given him refuge. Just as you blessed his great-grandfather Prahlada, you please bless Banasura also. Krishna said, I shall do as you wish. I know that Banasura is the son of Daityaraja Bali, so I cannot kill him because I have promised to Prahlada that I will not kill any Asura of his lineage. To curb his pride, I have cut off his arms. Now he has 4 arms. They will remain forever. This Banasura will be your important devotee. Now he does not have any fear from anyone. Getting these words of protection from Krishna, Banasura came to him and bowed to him. He made Aniruddha sit on a chariot with his daughter Usha and brought them to Krishna. Then Bhagavan Krishna, with the consent of God Mahadeva, sent the bedecked Aniruddha and Usha with an Akshohini Sena to Dwaraka city. Mohostavachakram varunamajayo nandaharane yamam balanitau davadahana pane nilasakam vidim vatsaste ye girishamiha banasya samare Vibho Vishwotkarshi Tadayam Avataro Jayati Te. The above verse, having 17 syllables in each quarter, is composed in the Shikarini meter. Addressing God Krishna, the poet says, Shakram Tavat Muhuhu. You defeated Shakra or Indra many a time. Shakra was defeated by Krishna during the Govardhana Uddaranam and also during the Parijata Haranam. Nandaharane Varunam. You defeated Varuna Bhagavan when Nandagopa was taken away by his attendants and you brought Nandagopa back. Balanito Yamam. You defeated Yama when you brought back the child of your preceptor Sandipani from the abode of Yama. Dava Dahana Pane Anila Sakam. You defeated Agni, the friend of Anila or Vayu, when you drank up the wild fire in Vrindavanam. Vatsasteye Vidim. You defeated Vidhi or Brahma when he stole the calves in Vrindavanam. Iha Banasya Samare Girisham Ajayaha. Here, in the battle with Banasura, you defeated Shiva. Tat Vibho Te Ayam Avataraha Vishwotkarshi Jayati. Therefore, O all-pervading Lord, your this incarnation excels all other incarnations and is ever victorious. Dvijarusha krikala savapurdharam Nriganripam tridivalayamapayan Nijajane dvija bhakti manuttamam Upadishan Pavaneshwara Pahimam. This concluding verse is composed in the Dhruta Vilambitam meter, having 12 syllables in each quarter. Addressing God Krishna, the poet says, Dvijarusha Krikalasa Vapurdharam Nriganripam. King Nriga got the form of a chameleon due to the anger of the Brahmanas. Tridivalayam Apayan, making the king reach the heavens. Nija Jane Anuttamam Dvija Bhaktim Upadishan. You advised your people to have great devotion towards the Brahmanas. Pavaneshwara Mam Pahi. O Lord of Guruvayur, who performed such great leelas, please protect me. According to the Bhagavatam, once the Yaduvamshi princess Samba, Pradyumna, Charubanu and Gada went to play in a garden, and when thirsty, they approached a pond to drink water. In the pond, they found a strange, huge creature in the form of a chameleon. They could not take it out of the pond and went and reported the matter to Krishna. Krishna, with his left hand, very easily took out the creature from the pond. By the touch of Krishna's hand, the creature got transformed to a divine person. Krishna asked him who he was, and the person said, I am Nriga, the son of King Ikshvaku. I used to donate many things to people like cows, gold, silver, land, clothes, and household items. One day, the cow of a apratigrahi brahmana, that is a brahmana who would not take any gift, got mixed with my cows. I was not aware of that. So, without knowing that, I donated that cow to another brahmana. When he was taking away the cow, the owner of the cow said that it was his cow. The brahmana who accepted the cow said that it was his cow. Both the brahmanas fought and came to me. I did not know what to do and told them to return the cow to me and promised to give 1,00,000 cows in its place. I requested them to save me from falling into hell. The apratigrahi brahmana said that he will not accept anything in the place of the cow and went away. The other brahmana also left, saying that he was not willing to give back the cow and take more cows. Then, when my life ended, I was taken to the abode of Yamaraja. There, Yamaraja asked me what I wanted to enjoy first, the fruit of my good deeds or the fruit of my bad deeds. I told the Yamaraja that I wanted to enjoy the fruits of my bad deeds first. Then Yamaraja asked me to fall down, and I fell down as a chameleon. O God, I am your devotee, and by your grace I retain the memory of my earlier life. O God, please bless me that I always remember you. I bow to you again and again. So saying, King Nriga circumambulated Krishna and bowed to him. Then, while all the people were looking on, he got into a divine aerial car and went to the higher world as a result of his good deeds. After King Nriga left, Krishna told his family members thus, all of you be respectful to the Brahmanas. If the wealth of a Brahmana is stolen, then that money leads to the downfall of the person stealing it. Taking the cow of the Brahmana led King Nriga to take the form of a chameleon. So, always be very devoted to the holy Brahmanas.